Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome to another video. This right here is the Embraer E. It is the 121. A beautiful aircraft, the best plane for Microsoft Flight Simulator that no one uses. I mean, at least I haven't seen too many people use this plane. So I'm just curious to see in the comments, let me know if you guys are a fan of this plane or not. I personally love it. I think it's pretty good. I tried it out in a live stream, and today we're going to do a little bit of a flight with it down to, I think, Fort Lauderdale, I believe I put into the flight plan. And we're going to test it out, see how it flies, see how it handles, and start it up, go through the sequence of a startup, and bring it on down and try it out. But I gotta say, overall, I did fly it on the stream, and I love this plane. And it's I would say one of the greatest values for your money, with it being $18. I heard when it first came out, it had some issues with when it started up, it would just start taking off like a racehorse right out of the gate. But since then, they have updated it, and it seems to calm down the issues. From what I've been researching it about, the cruise speed of this aircraft is 200 knots. It has a max altitude of 26,000 feet, 5 hours of duration, 660 miles of range, according to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, I don't know exactly what the actual real world is. It does have a cabin pressure inside the aircraft. I believe you can go up pretty high. I don't know how high before you start getting alerts. So let's go ahead and click inside, get this plane started up. I do have a checklist, the thing that just keeps falling off my lap here. So we're going to go through it, okay? The first things first, as we're inside, this is cold and dark. We have a tablet here, which I'm already impressed with, that the tablet actually works and gives us a lot of different options here, which is pretty cool in my opinion. We have a hidden wire. So if you want to see the wire on the back of the tail here, which is this little cable, however, I prefer it to be hidden. It looks a lot cleaner and slicker that way. And yeah, we're going to go with that. You also have this, where is it? Oh, okay, so you can change this here. So if you like a little bit more visibility, you can dial it down to this. So they fixed that. I heard that was kind of in the way before. So if you click here, you have the big panel, or you can go with the smaller one, whatever you prefer. Let's see what it looks like. I mean, it's not much difference, so personal preference, I guess. To be honest, I kind of like the one like this. This one seems to be about the same, it's just skinnier, but I guess there's a little bit more visibility with this one. We could try it out. Alright, so first things first, we'll come up to the panel here. I think you press Control 6 here, and that will get you to the top. And we can press the battery. And we put left and right inverters on here. Then we'll come down and turn on the navigational light and the anti-collision light, which I guess will be our beacon. And we can go ahead and come back down to the master caution, turn that off. We could do our fire test to the left and fire test to the right. Cancel. Okay, and now we have anti-collision light is on. Seatbelt signs will be the next, and no smoking signs come on. And we will press Control 6 once again. Oh, actually, Control 5 for our systems here. Well, I guess they switched the controls out now. It doesn't do it exactly like it should. Before it used to be able to, but we're looking for fuel systems here. So we got the seatbelt signs on, condition, Control 5 for the systems, which I tried and it doesn't work. So our fuel system here, we're going to go ahead and put that on. Here we'll put that to auto in the center. And then we'll put our main fuel on, which both the outside pumps go to on. Alright, now that we took care of that, we'll go ahead and hit the left start. So if we come back up to control 6 here, you got your starter. We'll go ahead and press that to start. And then we want to monitor the RPMs to 12%, so we go flight. And we'll come down here, and this is coming up to 10. Once it goes to 12 here, which is it's already passing, we can put the condition lever up. And that's going to start rotating our propeller. And once it gets to 45%, we can do high idle. And now in this airplane, they say in real life, the plane itself does not do that. It actually doesn't use high idle, but I don't know because I don't fly it. But I heard from real world pilots that that's not usually used for high idle with this aircraft. So anyway, we got a good startup on left engine here. Engine number 1 is up and running. Everything's looking good. And now we can turn on the left generator. So let's go back to the overhead, and we'll turn on the left generator, which is, I believe this is the generators here. Oh, it's not showing on, which is kind of weird. Where is the generator? Oh, sorry, it's right there. So left generator is on. I got that confused. And now we will let me just make sure I'm doing this right. I'm doing the checklist. Okay, so idle, high, 45, and then we do. Alright, so now we can go ahead and start up the right engine. So we'll go back up overhead here. And we got a master caution. Cancel that out. And we'll go ahead and do it again. Start. Oh, it's the engines are in reverse, so there we go. Now they're better. Alright, there we go. That's started. And it's coming up past 12%. We'll go ahead and put it to idle. Alright. It's coming up to 45%. And we can go ahead and we'll move it to full idle in a second here. Let's just let it spin up. Alright, full idle. And we'll go ahead and turn on the right generator, which is over here. Okay. Okay, we have both our generators on. And now that we did that, we will go ahead with, let's see, condition. Right generators on, pressure system, vent. Okay, now we can go to pressure system, which is up here as well. This little section of the panel, we're going to go ahead and turn on vent, AC, and this is to auto. We'll turn that to cool, turn this to vent, and turn both of those to on. That should set our pressurization system. And if we come down here, I don't know what our altitude will be, but I'll set this, for example, to 8,000 feet for now. Okay. And I think you can put for climb and all that stuff in as well, which is pretty cool. Alright, now that we set the pressurization system, I dip a couple of tests here. Now we'll go to the next page of my checklist, which is we're going to uncage. We're going to set the altimeter and uncage the altimeter. Oh wait, why is it not working here? That's the backup altitude indicator here, but it's not allowing me to uncage it. So let's just make sure our systems are running here. I put the master avionics to on. Our weather radar, which is right here, we put on standby, and I think if you just turn that, it will you'll be able to see it in there. Okay, we can click out of the warning. We'll put our prop propellers all the way forward now. We're waiting for our systems to kick in. This is very well modeled. You could put GPS mode on too, since we're going to be using GPS. You have nav1 or GPS. You can use either one, whatever one you prefer. This is a very, very nice aircraft, and we're pretty much ready to go here. The only other thing we have is to, put on the pitot heat, which I did left and right, which we have on, our static pitot heat. These are your anti-ice up here. If you need any of them, you can turn them on. But it's pretty warm today, so I don't think we'll be using them unless we fly through some clouds. Everything else seems to be up and running, so we can go ahead and put the taxi light on as well. And we're pretty much good to go at this point for our flight today, which will be coming from West Palm Beach, and we'll be landing, I think, in Fort Lauderdale, if I remember correctly. This does work, this autopilot. It has really good graphics in here as well. With if you have the Bravo throttle quadrant here, you see I'm just setting the altitude, and you can really have some fun with that. It works very well. Here's all your radio comm and everything, and I believe your squawk code is somewhere. Let me see where it is. I don't know exactly where they put it, to be honest with you. Alright, well, we have our flight plan in, which is good. That is a good sign. We have it on GPS, and I have it on GPS here. So we're pretty much ready to go at this point. So yeah, these are all your panel lights, which I'll show you. They work very, very well. And you have it here as well if you want to brighten or dim at night. So if you want to see what this looks like at night, I'll go ahead and do that real quick. Hopefully I don't screw up our flight plan, but let me see if I can get you guys a little bit of a, yeah, the positioning is going off. I hope it comes back, but this is what it looks like at night. I love it for night operations. This aircraft is very, very nice. And as you can see here, the lighting is amazing. There's a lot of different options you could do with it. You can dim out the lights and just have the back panel lighting. This is the brightness switches, and of course you have the overhead you can turn off, and you can make this a lot brighter. So it's really up to you, but overall I love it. And this right here gives you a little bit of backlighting if you need it for those really dark nights. It does have a wing light as well, so if you want to inspect your de-icers, if you're flying in cold weather, you can see both your wings very clear, and they're right out the side of the window, which is a great thing for this type of aircraft. We'll go ahead and turn that off. We'll go back to day operations. Since we're not flying at night, we'll set the altimeter here. Okay, I just did a shortcut by pressing B, and we'll go ahead and uncage our backup indicator. Alright, so that's pretty much it. The only other thing left, wait for the position to come on, and we can go ahead and move the flap lever here to take off position 1. And we are ready for our taxi, so let's go ahead and get our clearance and get on down the road. If you guys are enjoying these videos, consider subscribing to the channel. I do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for the support, as we are a small aviation YouTube channel for enthusiasts, and we are becoming a bigger aviation YouTube channel very quickly here, which I'm super excited about. So it looks like we are going to be cruising about 7,000 feet today. So we're going to set that in right in this little thing here. I'm going to just set it to 7,000 feet. Now when you're going fast, it will do thousands quick, and if you go slower, it will settle it down. So there we go, we have that set, and we can even sync the propeller when we get up in the air, which is pretty cool. Alright, let's acknowledge the reback. I don't have the voice on for the ATC, so we don't get annoyed. This does work very well. Also, I want to show you one other feature here. These are the inertial separators. If you're going through anything with weather condition, or you need to keep stuff out of the engine, you can turn those on. Really useful. I mean, I don't think we're really going to go through anything. We can leave them off for now. But this plane, for the $18 that you pay for it, really does do its justice. And this is your windshield wiper blades, which do work, which are pretty cool, on the left and also on the right. And if you want, you can turn them all on. So you also have a slow and fast. You want to slow them down if it's not raining too much, or you just want to go ahead and shut them off. They go back to the off position. So very cool functionality of the aircraft. And if we go ahead inside the aircraft, I'll show you. You can open these windows up. We got about, I think, 4 seats on this side and 3 on that side. So about 7 seats in total here, which is pretty cool. I don't think there's any lavatory. We do have a little bit of luggage area here, and I guess this is where they keep a little bit of the snacks. This is for shorter flights, and these do come up and down, which is pretty cool to see as well. So they even got a little bit of animation inside the cabin, which I think is pretty neat. I've never really seen too much of that. I mean, you see it here and there, but never too much. If you don't want to stare at Georgie there, you can just close the window on him and ignore him. Now he's sad. Whoops, sorry, buddy. But we don't want to do that, right? We want to keep them guys happy. The animation for the aircraft itself too, I don't know if I showed this in the beginning of the video, but we do have the main steers and bags. So it does beep because it's giving you a warning the door's open. Super cool to see though. It doesn't let you open the main bags when the engine's running, it looks like. Which makes sense. It's probably because, you know, we don't want to hit the propeller blade with the openings in the front. Alright, cool. Well, we look like we should be good to go here. Put that to standby for ATC. Or out and ident. There's our squawk code. I gotta say, like, I'm really into these type of airplanes. The ones that are fairly cheap, fairly fun to fly here. And I know that this is one thing that was not working that great with the animation. As you can see, it doesn't go full. However, it does work on the outside surfaces for our flight control check. All the way left, all the way right. We got animation on the inside for the most part with pretty much all of it. Which I gotta say is super cool to see. Alright, let's go ahead and take off the parking brake here. We'll give it a little bit of power. And we'll start our taxi. We got to get clearance for ATC, I believe. Did we already get clearance? I don't know if we did. Let's make sure. Okay. We'll get our clearance. Ready for IFR. We got to contact tower 119.1. Okay. Alright, so far so good. You can turn the auto on if you like. You just go up here and ATC, I think no, that's automatic trim. Automatic ATC. Does that give us... Oh, there's our lines for taxi. We can display our destination as well. Alright, There we go. Which is 53 miles south of where we're at here. Okay, let's go ahead and turn the brake off and let's get on our way. See, it's not bad. It has a pretty good taxi rate. You know, you can sit up a little bit if you want and sit back so you can kind of see where you're going. Me personally, I really enjoy these type of airplanes. It's super fun to fly, especially here, you know. Oops. A little bit of a bump there. Alright. Alright, well, we'll ignore that for now. I don't know what that is. But sometimes you gotta ignore things, right? Keep the video going. So, yeah. I do love this aircraft, though. It's really, really useful. We're gonna try the autopilot out today as well and see how that goes. It's a little bit squirrely if you go too quick on the runway, so just keep that in mind. You know, it really does move around, so you just need slight adjustments for the pedals down here to move it when you get up to speed here. It has a pretty good landing speed, I think about 90 knots or so for landing, which will touch down pretty nicely. It's pretty easy to fly, easy to handle for the most part. I flew it once before on the stream before, and it was like, I loved it. I really, really loved it. It makes you feel like you know what you're doing. This is a great, it's not study level by no means, but this is a great plane if you're looking to do something with an aircraft like this. You can just jump inside and just really just go right to flying, which is really good to have. You don't even have to do a flight plan. You can just do it from the flight itself. Like, you can flight plan it through Microsoft Flight Sim, and it will go right into the plane, which is very useful if you just want to get in and start flying this type of aircraft. In my opinion, I like those type of planes. They're good if you just want to get a quick flight in and you're just want to enjoy, sit back, relax. This is a beautiful plane to do that in. I always like the way this looks too. Similar to the Duke, man. I'm really looking forward to that aircraft coming out as well. We did pick up a F-16 Falcon, which I'll try to make a review on. It's not going to be an extensive one. It's just going to be an overlay of it because I'm not really know everything about fighter jets. I try to do what I know, which is not fighter jets. But I did buy that plane, so I'm going to review it, or kind of showcase it, I would say, more or less. However, this is a beautiful aircraft. Highly recommend it. Here's the landing lights on the wings there. That's the taxi light that we have on. Sorry, I'm not paying attention. Now we're getting off our taxi line. But overall, you have different liveries that come with it, and I love it. You know, some people ask me, what do you think about this compared to the 110 Embraer? I think they're both very similar. This is more corporate looking. It's kind of like a fun little aircraft to fly, island hopping or doing short flights. Really fun. However, the 110 is I would say more functionality in the 110, but this is pretty good actually. Now that I looked at it more and more, I say they're pretty equal, but 110 I would say has just it's just very polished. The 110 is a lot better at polished. So this would be something for, you know, I guess if you're into this type of plane, you know what I mean. But the 110 compared to this, I don't know. I personally love this type of aircraft a little bit better. The 110 is super nice too, but that one is like all ironed out. It has not too many issues, so a little bit of a different plane each one, you know. This one I love. I love this plane though. Alright, so we're clear for takeoff here, so I'm just going to roll out and we'll go ahead and give it some juice here. Alright, I'm stepping on the rudder to the right a little bit here as we're coming up on the throttle. You can hear the plane already kicking in. We're already at 80 knots here. I'm trying to keep it right rudder in, We're already up at 100. I'm going to start our rotation here. There we go. And it just comes right off the ground, as you can see. And that is a positive rate. Gear is going to come up now. Landing taxi light is off. Landing lights are on. Strobe lights are on. And we are well on our way, ladies and gentlemen. Flaps are coming up here. I'm going to just pull back on... I'm going to pull back a little bit on the propellers here. And we can sync these for feathering, which is helps a lot with that to keep it on track. We're going to go ahead and pull back on the throttle. We do have some turbulence today up here. I can feel the plane shaking and baking right now. I'm going to go ahead and trim it out. Flaps are up, gears up, landing lights are still on. We're going to be climbing up. So we are headed away from our destination. So I'm just going to start turning here to the left. We're going to head down towards the south. We got to go out towards the ocean. So we're going to kind of make a 180 here. We're at 1,700 feet and climbing. A lot of weather condition here in South Florida today. Also, there's a very busy traffic, so we got to just be careful of that as well. Typical Florida weather, you know. Let's make sure real weather is on. Real-time real weather is on. So we're going to keep turning here until we get back on our track here. We want to kind of avoid that rain down that way for now. I'm going to head back out over to the ocean here to pick up our navigation. We got a lot of rain, as you can see today. So let's go ahead and put autopilot on. VS mode can come on. We'll start climbing, and we'll go ahead with the nav as well. Now, I don't think we're going to pick up the nav just yet because of where we're at. So we're going to go ahead and aim towards the heading for now. I kind of want to climb up as quickly as we can. We're going to be going to 7,000 feet. Put that to climb. I think we'll probably remain at 7,000 for our altitude as well. Definitely going to be raining. I didn't know there was so much rain over here today. We're at 3,000 feet, still climbing. Up to 7,000. We should be turning towards the south momentarily. We're going to get over the ocean and then start our turn. Beautiful aircraft, like I said. I love it. Very, very fun to fly. Handles very well. Very smooth. I mean, it's very responsive. Let's see, it flies, you know, very responsive, like you said. If you turn to the right or to the left, it doesn't take a long time for it to move. Very, very good aircraft. It kind of reminds me too, the shape of it, like the C510 Mustang. Of course, it doesn't have that type of power. We're doing about 170 knots. We do have a lot of turbulence and pretty severe weather over here, so not very ideal conditions to fly an aircraft like this in. So I'm going to just start our climb a little bit aggressively here, because what I want to do is get past this weather. We do have the torque we can bring down to about 90% here for the props, because they're auto synced now, and I'm putting more power in so we don't over torque the engine. We are going through some clouds and weather, so I guess if you wanted to, we can actually, I didn't think we would use this, but we might need the de-icers on, so we can go ahead and turn those on at least for the windshield. Although I really don't think you'll need it necessarily, but you never know. That's 5,000 feet. We're going to be hitting some more clouds here. Still going through some turbulence. Got a lot of turbulence today, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. We do have this fashion seatbelt signs on. Probably remain on for the remainder of the flight. We did pick up the navigational line, as you can see here. This plane is very, very good with following the nav. Even if you're far away from it, it will still pick it up. So once we get out over the ocean, we should be about 7,000 feet, and then we'll turn on to our next waypoint here. There we go, 1,000 feet to go. Let's see what they want us to do next. Alright, we're headed to our destination. Popping through the clouds here. It looks like we got a little bit of a break in the weather there, which is nice to see. A little less terrifying. Alright, there we go. Almost at 7,000 feet. We're squawking 033, and it wants us to climb and maintain 10,000 feet, which we can do. So we'll go ahead and put 10,000 feet in, and we'll do that here as well. I hope we don't get any pressure warning, but we're going to find out now if we will. All right. 7,100 feet, climbing. We get above. We do have a lot of turbulence, like I said today. A lot of weather around. We're bouncing around pretty good here. If you can see the plane kind of jumping around, which is fine. I mean, this plane can handle it. It's pretty good, you know, hopefully. But so far so good. We're pretty smooth. Our gear is up. Our flaps are up. We got our pressurization in our cabin set. Everything's up and running, and we'll head on up to 10,000 feet. Once we get to 10,000, we'll turn off our landing lights and continuing here. So far so good. That's almost at 8,000, 2,000 feet to go before 10,000, and we should be turning towards the south once again. Pretty short flight today. Okay. Guys, we're about 18 miles out from our destination. On 26 left, we'll be landing in Miami. We have a little bit of weather conditions here. We're going to descend down to 4,000 feet. So let's go. Let's try this baby out for a landing and see what happens. So we'll go ahead. We're at 10,000 feet. We're going to go ahead and put in 4,000 feet. We're going to start our descend. Hopefully we don't run into that weather condition on the way down, but you never know. I'm going to pull back some throttle here. Okay, that's 4,000. We'll set vertical descend, and we'll start our descend 1,000 feet per minute. Okay, so we're going to be descending right into the clouds. We're still going to be getting some turbulence. We're going to keep a little bit of power in there so we don't have any issues. We got our anti-icers are on. I don't know if there's going to be rain condition. We're at 9,700 feet descending. Down to 4,000 feet, where we'll pick up the ILS approach on 26 left. I don't think I'm going to use ILS. I'm going to hand fly it in. Hopefully we don't overshoot the runway because we can't really see where we're going. Altimeter is set for 3003. Continuing as planned, which we are doing. So far so good. Hopefully we don't have too many issues on the way down, just like we didn't have too many on the way up. We're flying a little bit blind right now. We're flying through some clouds, so you can see Miami is right over to the left or right of us. So yeah, we're on our way down. That's 8,000 feet. We're descending. Okay, now it wants us to go to 3,000. So we'll go ahead and set 3,000 in there. We're still at 8,000. Landing lights are on, and we are turning. I think we're gonna have to start slowing more here. It's gonna be a little bit of a quicker descent than I would have liked. That's okay. We'll keep everything configured the way it is until we get a little bit closer to the ground here. Then I'm going to put in the flaps, or probably just do flaps 1 or flaps. Oh, I don't want to do flaps full because we got a lot of wind turbulence here so far. So I could probably see Miami down there. We got a big storm in front of us, which is a little bit scary. We're at 7,300 feet. We're descending into Miami, which it looks like there is a severe weather right over the airport right now, which is really not good for us. But you know, it is what it is, right? Oh, there's the lines are on right there, which is going to be us. But we're going to go ahead and I want to cancel that out. I don't want to see that. I want to do it myself, you know. So we're directly in front of the runway. We're 10 miles out. We're at 6,000 feet. I'm going to continue to pull back power here. We got a lot of turbulence right now, so we're going to have to keep that in mind when we take off our autopilot so the plane doesn't flip out on us. We're doing our descent here almost 2,000 feet per minute because we should have been on a descent a while ago here. So I'm going to go ahead and take autopilot off right now. Okay. I'm going to put in a notch of flaps and trim down the nose here. 5,000 feet. We're at 8 miles out. Should be alright. Gears coming down. That should give us a little bit slower. A little bit hard to see the airport here. We're still good. There's 4,000 feet. Just trying to keep on track here. Looking pretty good still. Should be able to see the runway sooner or later. Got some rain coming in. Alright, there's the runway. I don't know if you guys can see it. We're a little bit off the side of it. We want to be on that one. 2,400 feet. The flaps are going full here. I told you there's a little bit of weather over the airport. Nothing to be alarmed about though. We are professionals. I'm pushing on the nose here. The flaps ballooning us a little bit. We're doing about 120 knots. We want to slow. Okay. Okay, here we go. We're off to the center here. Turn off the wipers. Doing about 120, 110. I'm gonna start pulling back here. That weather is really pushing us around. Okay, we're all right so far. We got to keep in mind the runway is going to be wet here, so about 100 knots. I'm pulling out power. Here we go. Coming down. Here we go. There we go. Nice touchdown there. You do have reverse thrust if you want to use them. You can. We didn't use them in this, but you can use them. Let's go ahead and get the flaps up and turn the taxi light on here. All right. I'm gonna just put a little bit more power in. We're down on the ground, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Miami Airport. A nice, fun time to land. Pretty good weather condition flight here to fly this aircraft in. I do enjoy bad weather condition on flights. Really fun to fly. So far, so good though. I'm not gonna lie, that was a fun flight. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know in the comments. Alright, we're gonna get handed off here. Go park it up. If they let us. Contact ground. Taxi to parking. Alright, it wants us to do a bunch of stuff, so we're just gonna taxi over here and park. When they make us taxi like for an hour, I'm not going to do that. We'll just park over here for the sake of the video. But yeah, we made it over here. Definitely a super cool aircraft. Let's go ahead and turn the landing lights off here. Strobe lights can come off. And we'll park right here. Taxi lights can come off. Parking brake is set. I'm going to go ahead and pull out the power here. Get the animation of the propeller here. There we go. All right, a nice, beautiful, rainy day here. So go ahead and turn the master caution off there. All right, and we'll pull back that to idle. Turn off the gens here. Inverters come off. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Embraer E121. Right? It is the E121, right? Yeah. It is. Sorry. Just want to make sure I wasn't saying the wrong name. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the Embraer E121. I love this plane. It doesn't, I'll leave a link in it. It's on Microsoft. It's not on the marketplace. You have to buy it through Sim Market. But I'll leave a Sim Market and you can look for it. You just go to Microsoft Flight Sim planes and it's in there. But I definitely, I love this plane. I think it's a great value. And I would definitely rate it as a 5-star aircraft as well. Switch off the batteries. I gotta say, it's worth the money. 5 stars in my opinion. Love it. If you don't have it, get it. Texturing alone is beautiful too, man. Really, really nicely done. Really nicely done. Alright, well that wraps it up for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, consider subscribing to the channel. Smash the thumbs up, and I hope that's helpful. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now. Peace.